All right. Welcome to the Southwest Ranches regular meeting, Monday edition. So, please call the roll.
Certainly, Mayor. Mayor Bright-Cruz?
Here.
Vice Mayor Hartman?
Here.
Councilmember Albritton?
Present.
Councilmember Jablonski?
Here.
Councilmember Kaczynski?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Excellent. Thank you. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Thank you all for coming out. We appreciate that. We will start off with proclamation for Hispanic Heritage Month.
Whereas National Hispanic Heritage Month, known as Mes de Herencia Hispana, is celebrated nationwide from September 15th to October 15th each year. And whereas what began as Hispanic Heritage Week in 1968 was expanded by President Ronald Reagan in 1988 to a 30-day observance, encouraging all Americans to celebrate the contributions of Hispanic Americans to our nation's history, culture, and achievements. Whereas September 15th is significant because it is the anniversary of independence for Latin American countries, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. In addition, Mexico and Chile celebrate their Independence Days on September 16th and 18th, respectively. Whereas this year's theme, Collective Heritage, Honoring the Past, Inspiring the Future, focuses on celebrating the deep cultural traditions and achievements of Hispanic communities while looking forward to the creativity and promise of future generations. Whereas Hispanic Americans have made countless contributions to the growth and strength of our society in business, technology, arts, education, public service, and countless other fields, including those who serve as civil rights leaders, first responders, and military service members. Whereas Hispanics comprise nearly half of the population of the town of Southwest Ranches, and whose vibrant traditions have profoundly enriched our town. Whereas the town of Southwest Ranches recognizes the significant contributions of Hispanic leaders and groups that exist to increase cultural awareness, education, enrichment, and community engagement, helping the town to continue to become more culturally diverse and welcoming for everyone. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Town Council of the town of Southwest Ranches does hereby proclaim September 15th through October 15th as National Hispanic Heritage Month and calls its observance to all residents on this, the 15th day of September 2025.
Great, thank you. And we do appreciate, we live in a great country, we live in a great town, and we have a great mixture of folks. And I'm so proud the way we get along and that we draw on everybody's strengths and what they bring to the table to make the perfect mix that we have here. So thanks for reading that. All right, public comment. Do we have any public comment this evening? We have no public comment this evening. All right, any board reports this evening? Seeing none, we're rocking and rolling tonight. Council member comments.
Yeah, I'll run.
All right. We were on a roll, Gary.
Yeah, I know. I'll be really brief, short meeting. Thank you, everybody who's here. Glad to see you. How many people we got on YouTube, Dan? 4. Okay. Good for the 4. Thank you for watching. Just a few announcements I want to make. No commentary this month. September 30th, we're going to have the Sheridan Road FDOT meeting at library at 6 p.m. at the Pines Library, which is on 172nd. I urge everybody to attend that. We have bingo at the barn on the 27th. Tickets are available at what used to be the front desk. It's now in a room over, so it's under construction right now. We have our Halloween homes judging. You need to have the homes submitted by October 9th, and the applications are on the website. The Astronaut Parks Foundation is having their first ever pumpkin patch this October 16th through the 19th. This is more kid-friendly, oriented. There's going to be some rides, carnival rides, a lot of pumpkins, and food trucks, and various stuff that it's almost like a mini carnival, for lack of a better. And it'll be at the preserve. The hours I don't have exactly, but I believe it's like 4 to 9 or something to that effect. The Astronauts Parks Foundation also is having a food truck first Tuesday of the month, and we'll see how that works out. I believe that one goes till 9 o'clock also. Our final budget meeting is going to be the 25th of September. That's in 2 weeks, or roughly 2 weeks from this Thursday, or from this week. We have hazmat at the barn on the 11th of October. Starts at 8 o'clock, goes till 2 p.m. We have shredding, we have prescription drug drop-off, we have hazardous waste electronics going on there. And Debbie, do we have recycling where people can? Oh, okay. I'll ask Dan later. I don't want to put him on the spot. But it's probably one of the best things that we have in terms of zero waste in our town, is that we can go and you can get rid of light bulbs, you can get rid of batteries, old tires, half cans of insecticide that were used up that are like 10 years old, paint cans, all that kind of stuff. And we do that 4 times a year at the barn. And it's real simple. You just drive in, show them your driver's license that you're a resident, and they even empty, if you're in a pickup truck, they empty the pickup truck out. You don't even have to get out. Then you go further down the line. If you have shredding, there are up to 4 banker boxes. If anybody knows what a banker box is, it's a cube. And the shredding is provided by the town for all your personal items. And then we have the prescription drug drop-off, which is conducted by the Davie Police. So it's a very worthwhile event in our town, and we should utilize it, as opposed to throwing something into the trash that's going to the landfill, et cetera. September 25th is the DMV. Is that still on? 24th? 25th, okay. From 10 to 2? Got it. By appointment only. Contact Deborah.
She said it's full. I think all
Oh,
the
full?
appointments are full.
Oh, is that what you were saying? I thought you were saying 4. I apologize. So, at any rate, all right. That one's full. We'll be looking for October. Hopefully they'll show up for that. Please disregard everything else I just said about it. And then we have the Ranchers Academy, which I'm sure the mayor is going to talk about on the October 1st and October 8th from 6 to 9 p.m. here at Town Hall. And I believe you have to register for that. Is that correct?
Yeah, we look for online registration.
Yeah. And I put my foot in my mouth enough time, so I'll quit while I'm ahead.
Thanks, Gary. Who'd like to go next? Jim?
Mayor, I got 2 things real quick.
Thank you, sir.
First of all, I am so glad to hear that you're receiving the same complaints that I am about potholes. I am so happy to hear that, Mayor. I ain't kidding you. When you mentioned that at the last meeting here just recently, I said, yes, okay. That is an issue, but I do want to tell you that I've heard, and am I correct, Russell, the contractor is going to do 2 days a week instead of the current 1 day a week, so he'll try and catch up on that. But please be patient. You know, there are, and I hate to say it, but there are so many potholes, and there's only so much of a crew that can fix them. They were in the Green Meadows area this past weekend. I saw them on Saturday, actually out there on Saturdays working, but we are addressing it. I speak to Rod, I speak to Russell, I speak to them all the time about the issues and stuff, but, you know, they're getting fixed. And I will say that I'm very proud to say that the Green Meadows area is at the top of the TISDOR list. Is that not correct, Rod? For getting repaid. I'll keep pushing that. That's my area. I love it. All right. And lastly, I think all of you know that I'm pushing real hard to start a veterans group. December's been helping me a great deal with it. December come up with a cute name. It's the Veterans Social Cafe. I thought that was cute. And Russell, recently I spoke to this past week here, and he had a list from the Broward County Property Appraiser's Office listing the veterans, and he called me and said, it's not a complete list, you're not on there. And I told Russell, the reason I'm not on there is they deal with disabled vets. If you're disabled and you have some type of an exemption, then you make his list. And I don't have a physical, I may have a mental exemption, but I don't have a physical exemption to qualify, that's for sure. But I am working on it. Currently have 15 names, looking to get probably 20 or 30 from Russell that are totally and permanently. You see here in our budget, our total and permanently disabled vets we give a break to, so I'm going to try and find out who they are. But we really are going to try and get together and maybe just to start out, once every couple of months, coffee and donuts at the barn or someplace just to say hi. But I really think that in the next year or so that we'll have a great group. Eddie's helping me a lot. His son's helping me a lot with names. So if you know a veteran, or if you are a veteran, if anybody out there is listening, give me a call, give me a contact. All right, call my cell, don't call town hall because that never goes nowhere. But give me a call, and let's see if we can't make this thing grow into something real big. We won't ever be Davy, but we will have our own personal thing going. Thank you, Mayor, that's it.
Thank you, Jim. David?
Yeah, all right. Actually, I'm down to one item. Gary hit all mine.
All right.
Just touching on what Gary had, the Halloween home decorating thing, that was something I came up with through the Rural Arts and Design Advisory Board, so I hope everybody can enter and participate with that. And the issue that Steve's going to be talking about and we're going to be discussing later on this evening, the 6-laning of Sheridan from Flamingo to Volunteer. It's a big issue we'll be talking about later. Make sure everybody comes out to that. And last, I just want to say that I have been working with the administration. I know the council attended that HOA meeting for Sunshine Ranches where they voted for a couple of speed tables on Luray Road. And I'm just waiting for an estimate on the speed table actually itself. So once we get that, I will be approaching the council for a waiver of some of the timelines to get that implemented faster. That's it for me.
Excellent. Thank you, David.
I'll be very quick. Not a lot of things to talk about, but something I want to bring to everybody's attention. Everybody knows it's hurricane season, and it's been pretty quiet this year. I think they're up to J already. Yeah, no doubt. But keep your eyes out. There's one that's cooking out there now that looks like it may be going straight at us. So we saw it on the weather news last Thursday or so. We started cleaning up this weekend. I wish I lived in one of those condos right now. You just pull the stuff in from the patio, but we got a ton of stuff to put away. So if you're in the same boat, get started because it's always a big thing. So keep your eyes on it. That's all I have for tonight, though.
All right. Thank you, Bob. Just a couple quick items. The first one is I wanted to mention that we did get our approval from the Broward School Board for the South Florida Wildlife Center. So that was a huge thing. That was probably, that was a really big hurdle to get past. A really big hurdle, I'll leave it there. But it all came together, a lot of help, Keith, and a lot of phone calls, a lot of work. I got to know a lot of the folks down there I didn't know, so that was good. But that was a big step forward. Tomorrow morning is the next big step. And so far, once again, knock on wood, everything is lined up. And that is the piece where Broward County is going to, now that we have a lease in place for them to move to, Broward County has an item on their agenda to basically give them 4 years, a 4-year extension on their current location so that they have time to develop the property and build a new building out here in the ranches. So that's our time frame is 4 years, and everything seems to be lining up along those lines. We have found through the BBX P3 project that creating a new facility out in this location takes a ton of work. And so we've started meetings every other week with South Florida Wildlife Center, and we're building a team that can hopefully get this done in less than 4 years, but it's going to be a challenge. It's a lot of work. So, but appreciate once again, Keith. Really appreciate your help on that and a lot of your direction on that. I'm going to say a couple words on that.
Thank you, Mayor. You mentioned BBX. Are you going to mention FRP Holding as well?
I can.
Yes.
Okay. Great. Yeah. So that's moving along. Very, very happy with that. The Wildlife Center is very happy with that. The county is very happy. The county really didn't want to push these guys out. That's obviously a very big black eye on their part. So they're very happy that there's a resolution here. And I think this is awesome for the ranches. I think it's just such a great fit. So I did have the opportunity to start sitting in on the P3 agreement with BBX and the name change, Aldman, and then another name. But it's transitioning to the final group that is going to be actually implementing this plan that we've been working on. And we'll see that coming to us. When is that? It's actually going to be, we just need an agreement on that, or is that a formal just?
Just a motion. There are two items, and I'm happy to speak about
Yeah,
it.
when you know what, when we get to your
sure.
section, why don't we go ahead and do that? But this is something, I'll just give you my thoughts on it. I'm very excited to see it moving forward. I had the opportunity to really ask a lot of the serious questions I had about this transition, and all the answers were good. I've been through, in my corporate life, over 40 years, I've been through 4 major buyouts, and so I know what can go astray on those. And so I was able to have a good conversation with them, raise my concerns. I was very, very happy with the answers that I received, and I feel pretty good about it. So I'm pleased to feel very comfortable to move forward with these recommendations that Keith is going to bring when we get to the legal comments. And I appreciate the opportunity to spend an hour or so on the phone with them walking through those. So that was great. Let's see, a couple other things actually that I wanted to mention. There is this piece of property that is on 185th, I think, actually. Let me think for a second. I think it's 180, anyway, it's right around, I think it's 180, is it 186? Yeah. It's called like the Pocket Park. And so what it is it's a piece of property that's owned by the town. It's just a tiny little piece of property. We've never done anything other than maintain it. And so it's basically been an expense for us. It's not big enough to put anything on it, and we own it. And so I wanted to throw out the idea, make the council aware and any residents that have any feedback on this, of potentially offering this. It's not even big enough to build a house on. And so potentially offering this for either one of the neighbors or both neighbors to split it to purchase that property so that we get out of the maintenance of it. They get to expand the size of their property, which should bring them value the day they want to sell. And obviously will bring us value not having to maintain it. We've never used it for anything. I don't think there is any real use for it. It's too small. So something to think about, research on your own, talk to Russell and residents that you know out there and see if that makes sense or not. I just throw it out there because I wanted you to know what my thoughts were on it. And I would be, as best I can tell right now, I would encourage us. Let's not spend any more money on it. And so with that, I think I am good. All right, legal comments.
Thank you, Mayor. First and foremost, congratulations on the South Florida Wildlife Center. Said it at that meeting, there's zero chance that would have ever happened but for your input and assistance with them on the matter. They are a wonderful wildlife organization, but they're not really political. And this is probably the largest endeavor they've ever done, which is going to be building this fabulous facility in the town of Southwest Ranches. So we look forward to continuing working with them. As the mayor said, truly, we're near the end of the road for BBX, Altman Group, on getting developed. The two things they came back with to us on, the mayor mentioned, the property is going to be in the name of FRP Holdings, which is actually a publicly traded company. All the team that we work with is still going to be involved. No one's going anywhere. It's just really a merger or purchase and a new name for the actual acquisition team now that we're getting to that of the actual property. And with that, they're asking for their final extension of 90 days, but the extension is not an omnibus extension. It's solely limited to the 3 issues that we're working to complete. There is an access issue, which they have to get access through the neighbor. They're finalizing an access agreement. They're spending huge dollars with the neighbor to allow them to access the property through their site. It's the new industrial center in Pembroke Pines. That's the roadway that they're going to utilize to access the site. There's still the Army Corps of Engineers is like 90% done, but they're waiting for the final agreement from Army Corps of Engineers relating to navigable waters. And the final issue is Broward County also has to approve the revised access through the Pembroke Pines property, so it has to go on the Broward County Commission agenda, which it's slated to do. So they're looking for an extension, not on title, not a complete extension on everything, but on those 3-4 issues that are remaining to get this closed. I think, Mayor, correct me if I'm wrong, they told you that they have it as no doubt being closed within the first quarter of 2026. They were trying to get it done now, but it looks like because of the county commission agenda and the like, that it's going to be pushed out to first quarter. But we are looking to close then. So the reason I bring this up is they, although Russell's been using administrative privilege on some of these issues, they asked if the council would do a formal motion just approving the final name change of the acquisition party to the property, as well as the final extension that's limited to just the final issues that's relating for due diligence. Am I missing anything, Russell?
No, I think you covered it.
All right, so if the council could make that motion, that's no more legal comment.
Okay. Do I hear a motion from the council to adjust or to make a name change from BBX Altman to, I can never remember. the new
It
name.
was BBX to Altman to now FRPH Holdings, which is a
FRP
publicly
Holdings.
traded company.
So moved.
That's
Second.
FRPH.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
And the final extension for the 90 days, just for the remaining items that are
And
open.
is that part of your motion, the
Yes.
extension for 90 days?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, so we have a motion for that item. Is there any discussion on that motion? Is there any public discussion on the item?
Well, we're giving 90 days, yet Keith said that it would be the first quarter where closing would take place. Wouldn't we need 6 months? No? Okay, Keith is shaking his head no, so I'll stand corrected.
Any other public comment? Yeah, no, it's just the 90 days because this is just for the
Due diligence.
Due diligence.
the due diligence. The due diligence is 90 days. And then there will be a time period after the due diligence ends to kind of sew everything up, put all the documents together, get everything ready to be actually signed.
So Newell, while you're correct, there's probably going to be 6 months. It's only 90 days of due diligence. After that, they're hard. So then it just goes to closing, which generally takes 90 days from the end of due diligence.
All right. Seeing no other public comment closed. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Albritton?
Yes.
Councilmember Jablonski?
Yes.
Councilmember Kaczynski?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hartman?
Yes.
Mayor Bright Cruz?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Let me go back. There was one other thing I actually wanted to mention in my comments that I neglected to do so, and that is the Rancher Academy. Gary mentioned it briefly. It is October 1st and October 8th. There's 2 sessions, but they are different sessions. So when you sign up, we want you to come both nights. I'll be there both nights. I want to see lots of folks out there both nights. It's a great program. What it does is it gives you an idea of the different departments that are here in the ranches that we can take advantage of to get things done. maybe building, maybe code, maybe, you know, a whole variety. Maybe a lot of the projects that are being done here, get an inside look into how that's done, a lot of stuff. And it's been really helpful to kind of educate, another way to educate, especially new residents that are coming in that may not be aware of the history. We talk a lot about the history of the town and why we do the things that we do, why you don't have a sidewalk on your road, why you don't have a street light on your road, all those things that, you know, if you're unaware and you move in here, I know I've gotten a ton of calls. I'm sure everybody up here has gotten a ton of calls like, where's my street light? Come on, I paid a lot of money for this house. I need my street light. You know, yeah, I hate to tell you, it's not coming. So we want to do this and also have realtors here so they can tell potential buyers that this is what to expect when you move to the ranches. It's one of the ways that we can be more proactive about protecting our rural lifestyle rather than reactive. So I'm super excited about that. You can sign up for it on the website. It's right on the I think it's like a tile right on the front page. You can click on that. And it's a quick little form, just put your name in there. And so then we will see you on October 1st and October 8th. Great, thank you. All right, administrative comments. Yes.
If you would, real quick, I'd follow up on what you were saying. I did attend the last academy, and I will tell you something. Your staff here, each department put on an excellent presentation as to what their department did, what it was, who did what. It was really informative. I've been here since '85 and still learned a few things, so it was good. It was real nice. If this one even follows close to that, it'll be great.
Great. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that. Administrative comments.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll be try to be brief. We received word today that we received a grant award from the first iteration of the Broward Surtax Guaranteed Match Program grant. So we received an award of $587,000 due to some quick thinking and due diligence from Emily, our community services manager. She took advantage of this new program that is being offered by Broward County. This is going to help us to, you know, construct our Dykes Road turn lane project. We had previously received funding from the state. If you recall, we received an appropriation for over $400,000. So that $400,000 plus this $587,000 puts us in a really good position to complete this project, soup to nuts, with minimal town match. So I'm really excited about that. The other thing, so again, I just wanted to express my thanks to Emily for her awareness and foresight to apply for this program. And then the only other thing that I had was related to the resident survey. That is now concluded, so we have shut off any ability to complete any more responses. We did receive over 400 responses, and I just wanted to thank everybody who participated. That's going to give us a lot of data points and information that will be helpful in us determining our strategic plan going into next year. We'll be meeting with our consultant later this week to go over the data received to this point. We'll summarize that and present it to council at a future date, but I just wanted to let you know that that's concluded, and we'll be presenting those findings back to you.
Great.
That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Russell. All right, we have resolution item number 9, please.
Item number 9 is a resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Southwest Ranches, Florida, consenting to the City of Pembroke Pines providing water and sewer services to 6903 Hancock Road, real property lying within the Town of Southwest Ranches, Florida, providing that no further expansion of service shall be permitted without the explicit written consent of the town, providing for a certified copy of this resolution to be furnished to the City of Pembroke Pines, and providing an effective date.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Have a motion and a second on this item.
Thank you, Gary.
This is, you know, once again, one of those reasons why we're working on trying to put together a plan for the whole town, because right now we're kind of handing these onesies and twosies, but it makes sense. I certainly support it. Any council comment on this item? Seeing none, any public comment on this item? Seeing none, if please call the roll.
Councilmember Jablonski,
Yes.
Councilmember Kaczynski,
Yes.
Councilmember Albritton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hartman,
Yes.
Mayor Bright Cruz.
Yes,
Motion passed.
thank you. Item number 10, please.
Item number 10 is a resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Southwest Ranches, Florida, approving an agreement with Carlos Grave de Peralta for police civilian coordinator services, authorizing the mayor, town administrator, and town attorney to enter into an agreement and providing for an effective date.
Go for it, David.
Motion approved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Carlos is here this evening. Carlos, thank you for being here this evening. We really appreciate that and appreciate you working towards this position. Thank you. Absolutely. Any
Mayor, I had
comments
the
on this
privilege
item?
of saying hi to him and the family before the meeting
Yeah.
started. And I'll tell you, I think it would be a great thing for the town.
Yep.
I really will. Thank you.
I agree. Seeing no council comment, is there any public comment on this item? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember Kaczynski?
Yes.
Councilmember Albritton?
Yes.
Councilmember Jablonski?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hartman?
Yes.
Mayor Bright Cruz?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Very good. Congratulations, Carlos, and welcome. All right, the next item on the agenda is a discussion item. I wanted to have this on here. Just basically, we've discussed this before, but we're going into a meeting here in about 2 weeks that the county is putting on to determine the kind of the final comments related to a potential plan of widening Sheridan Road there just west of Flamingo, which definitely impacts or can impact and will impact the Sunshine Ranches area of Southwest Ranches. And so we want to, I think it's important for us to go into that meeting. I hope we have a good crowd there. I think we will. But it's important for us to go in there and that they hear the message that we want delivered. And so I think the more that we can kind of hone that message and come to agreement on that message, and they hear a consistent message, I think the more effective we'll be in that meeting to make sure that our concerns are addressed in a proper way. So what I wanted to do, I don't think this is going to take a ton of time, but what I wanted to do was basically, we had done a resolution a while back on this item, and we had talked about all kinds of things, and then we honed it down to just a few items. And what I wanted to do was basically reiterate those items and see if there are any additions, subtractions, corrections to those, and also to kind of just reiterate them so that we know what we're working towards. So the previous item, there was a number of sections here. I'm going to basically focus on sections 2, 3, and 4. I think those are the heart of what we're talking about here. And section 2 basically says the council hereby requests the installation of shielding to be placed over streetlights on the north side of the westbound Sheridan Street from Flamingo Road to Southwest 148th Ave, minimizing light pollution spilling over negatively affecting the residents and the property owners on Old Sheridan Street. So I think that's right on target, but I see a look that maybe it's not right on target. So talk to me, David.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I kind of had a change after hearing Keith's discussion about what happened at the last meeting when he approached at that meeting where there was somebody that was there, I guess it was a budget meeting, and they weren't expecting all these folks to turn out. And I'm just going by what I remember. And somebody that was at the chair was of the opinion that, maybe this isn't actually necessary, and if they just improve the intersection going from west, going through at Flamingo, going from west toward east through that intersection there, especially if you're going northbound, that may be the biggest solution for our traffic problems on that road. And when I heard that, I was like, wow, maybe we can stop this. So that's just what has kind of been in my thoughts regarding this. So.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
You didn't hear Keith's comments from the meeting. Keith, maybe you want to reiterate.
No, I think what Councilmember Kaczynski stated was very fair.
Okay.
I think that the board was surprised that so many members of the public came there, and they made it clear that, they're doing this for the public. And that they're not used to public showing up, which means that the public does care and they need to listen to them. So what they did tell Richard Tornese and the gentleman that he was standing with at the podium, I forgot his name right now, was that, you know, if it turns out after all this that just changes to the intersection work and they could save millions of dollars, why wouldn't they listen to the residents, you know, if that's what the residents were looking for? Now, that being said, I think after you all hear, we hear, their recommendations on when they present to the public, because again, I asked for a private meeting. They basically said, let's wait until after we present to the general public. I think that based on that presentation, if the council still finds that what they're proposing is not acceptable, I think at that point we should engage a traffic engineer to actually look at the proposal, look at the intersection, in order to make a good faith argument, if this is the direction the council wants to go, on why only intersection changes are actually necessary. It will take more than us just saying that. It would take an expert to be able to say we're correct. So, you know, I think really at this point, the number one goal is to hear what they're proposing, to hear if they listen to any of the things that the town put in its resolution, and then determining the next political step after they make their presentation.
So when you say intersection changes, do we know what that means?
I think that they were leaving it open. They were saying that, you know, if the general public's opposed to a full-blown roadway expansion, and this could be resolved by whatever in the intersection. These, again, it was the board speaking, not engineers.
Yeah.
You know, they said we ought to look at that, is what they were saying.
And I get that, and I understand that reaction from them. My concern with that is that I don't know what that means, David. I don't know what that means. You know, an intersection change to them may be a lot different than what an intersection change to me is. So I don't think there's a harm in saying that we want to have the lighting shielded,
Correct.
you know?
I agree.
So I think that should be a talking point that we include. You know, I think that, you know, maybe it's couched in the way that we don't really think this whole thing needs to be done, but if you're going to do it, then we need A, B, and C, and one of those is going to be shielding on the lights. I just don't want to put all our eggs in one basket,
I agree
thinking they're
with
going to
you.
do the intersection change, and then all of a sudden somebody in the back office says, no, listen, for, you know, the 50-year plan, we've got to do this regardless of what needs to be done. So I would say that still should be a point that we should make, that if you're going to do it,
Right.
this needs to be part
If
of
you're
it.
going to do it, yes, I agree with you. That's a real good point.
Okay, okay. The next section, section number 3, has to do with the vegetation that's there. The town council hereby formally requests the implementation of noise reduction measures through the continuation of the existing vegetative barrier along the north side of the westbound Sheridan Street to protect residents and property owners on Old Sheridan Street from increased noise pollution caused by the widening of the street. So I think then there's another one that, to me, there's no downside to bring up this point. You know, I'm not interested, I don't live there, so it doesn't matter what I'm interested in. But if I did live there, I would not want this huge wall. I really would prefer the vegetative barrier as opposed to some wall there. So, and I think for the residents that I've spoken to, that seems to be what I'm hearing from them as well.
They were here and brought that up specifically.
Correct. So once again, I would say this is a positive one that we should make sure that we drill home, and I don't think there's a downside to it. Any discussion on that?
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
I wholeheartedly agree.
All right, and then the last one, section 4, the town council hereby formally requests the allocation, design, planning, and construction funds for the improvement of left-hand turn lanes from the eastbound Sheridan Street onto the northbound Flamingo. Now, this is the one that I think is the whole point of the intersection change that I think could save them a ton of money. So I think we're kind of aligned with them in bringing this, and this is where we should, you know, really be honing in on saying, listen, there's just basically some things that can be re-engineered on that intersection to get more cars through it in a shorter period of time.
It's really bad there. I go there a lot.
Yep. And so, you know, and so I think that also makes sense.
Some of this might be widening the intersection. I use that
Yeah.
on the weekends quite a bit, and sometimes it's 2 and 3 lights for the people that are in the left 2 lanes
Yeah.
to make the left-hand turn. So something needs, part of it could just be changing in the lighting patterns as well, because we've seen that work. But I don't think 6-laning it is the right answer all the
Yeah.
way back to 75, basically.
You know, you bring up a great point that I hadn't thought about till now. But I had a conversation probably about 6 months ago with Richard Tornice, and he spoke about that they were in the process of putting new signaling in. We weren't talking about that intersection. We were talking about the intersection of Dykes and Griffin Road. That they were putting in new signaling there that was basically AI-type signaling,
Interesting.
where it learns the pattern of the traffic and it adjusts it so that it can be much more specific, responsive, to what's
Yeah.
going on there.
Excellent.
And maybe we should be bringing that up
Yeah.
in this discussion too, that we understand there's new technology coming out that, can maybe help resolve this without spending huge amount of dollars.
Well, I did draft a letter, and it's getting put in a PDF form, I guess, to send out to Sunshine Ranches HOA. They're gonna do it, just announcing the meeting. We will be having, there will be a Sunshine Ranches HOA meeting before then. And that will be, I'm encouraging the residents to get involved with that meeting so we can actually talk about these talking points and have a concise message with the HOA as well.
Perfect. Good. Good. I'll be honest with you, that's all I wanted to do. I
Yeah.
just wanted to go over that to make sure we were all on the same page, and residents who want to participate kind of get our thoughts on it. So if they want to say, certainly they're welcome to, deliver their own message. But I think these are the important points that would make sense for us to deliver at that meeting.
One last point.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me find it on my emails. Sent. All right, for the folks that are here, this meeting will be held Tuesday, September 30th. That's 2 weeks from tomorrow at 6 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. at the Southwest Regional Library, 16835 Sheridan Street in Pembroke Pines. That's where we have early voting, same place. So hope to see the folks there. That's the meeting place.
Awesome. Great, thanks for that reminder, David. Any other comments from the council on this discussion item?
Mayor, you and David both said, new traffic lights, learn the pattern.
Yeah.
Something that simple could save a few $1 million here or
Yep.
there and not affect anybody. That's a great, until somebody mentions it, you don't think about it, yeah.
Yep. Very good. All right, I think that we are good, except for Gary.
Motion to adjourn.
All right,
Second.
now we're really good. All right, thank you all for coming out. Appreciate it.